Hi there and welcome to Apple World. It appears to be like the whole business has some really difficult hamburger with Drake, and they're clarifying that they're not going to give him even a moment to inhale soon after Metro Boomin and Future delivered their new collection named We Have Little to No Faith in You. Fans rushed to single out a tune that Kendrick Lamar was highlighted on the track. Like that Kendrick Lamar didn't keep down the slightest bit and ensured everybody realized he thought himself similar to the top rapper in the e-business while likewise going after Drake and J. Cole. Yet when you believe that this was the finish, all things considered, particularly with J. Cole in any event, going similarly as saying sorry for delivering his own diss track designated at Kendrick Future, and Metro Boomin delivered one more collection and multiplied down on their scorn towards Drake. This time, even the end of the week had his own problem with Drake he needed to address on the collection. We even had J. Cole highlighted a different track on the second Future collection that stunned fans, particularly since he just went on a public winding, making it clear he didn't need any of the smoke with the Rat TP hamburger and would prefer to focus on front and center. Yet before we dive into every one of the subtleties of what just went down, we should make a stride back and separate all that happened that got us to this point. I couldn't care less about what you all express. A+ for no sneak dissing, calling out by name, looking at them. Calling N. Drake has been in the rap game similarly lengthy, though possibly not longer than most present-day rappers, who still reliably discharge collections. A ton of specialists even credit Drake for putting them on during the beginning phases of their vocations. Kendrick Lamar. Pronto Ruff and the end of the week have all openly given Drake his blossoms somehow all through their professions, putting Drake on a platform. Yet as of late, it appears that this reverence and companionship that was recently felt among themselves has over the course of the years developed into something entirely resigned factory, and Pusha T are two of the more remarkable rappers to have gone at it with Drake in the past, while making some vital diss tracks in the process with Compliant Factory. Everything got going with a tweet. As many rap hamburgers go these days, quit contrasting me with Drake, who doesn't compose his own raps. Easygoing Plant took to Twitter to get down on Drake for not composing his own raps, guaranteeing Drake didn't advance Quiet Plant's collection dreams worth more than cash, since he and his group figured out that Drake utilized a phantom writer. Mild Factory spilled more disdain by bringing up that Drake is way out of it, contrasted with Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole. He kept on saying that he would have taken Drake's section off their cooperation on Rico in the event that he would have realized that Drake didn't compose it himself. This is the point at which the name Quentin Mill Operator turned out to be openly known, as it became equivalent to Drake's phantom writer. Due to this is the point at which the name Quentin Mill Operator turned out to be openly known as it became equivalent to Drake's phantom writer. Due to this, Drake delivered a diss track focused on Submissive named Energized that got everybody eager to see what was going to go down. Submissive Factory burned through no time answering Energized on Twitter, and later, in front of an audience of Child Salve Delicate, he tweeted Drake didn't trust that Tame Factory would answer with his own diss track while individuals rested during unnerving hours. Drake felt free to deliver. One more diss-free form focused on Compliant Plant named Back a Champion line from Back to Back that immediately overflowed timetables was one referring to Resigned Plant's initial space on Nicki Minaj's Pink Print. Visit? Is that a world visit or your young lady's visit? I realize that you became a hooligan for her. This isn't everything that she implied when she told you to open up more. Twitter was then loaded up with images of Easygoing Plant, who by and large articulated the failure of the rodent meat between the two, despite the fact that Easygoing by and large articulated the failure of the rodent meat between the two, despite the fact that Easygoing was the person who began it all. He wound up enduring a big cheese to his standing long into the future. As of now, Pusha is the main rapper to hold a name over Drake, and this all returns to the hamburger that Pharrell had with Youthful Cash quite a while back. Purportedly, Pharrell never got compensated for the thump he accomplished for Birdman, a reality that nobody is truly shocked about, and the melody turned out to be called What Befell That Kid. It's here that Lil Wayne and Pusha begin sending subliminals at one another throughout the long term. It was in Pusha's song Departure 231, where he has a few lines that are apparently focused on Drake and Lil Wayne. Pusha proceeded with the rap meet with a tune named Infrared, where he disses Drake for having apparition riders and Wayne for being secured in an awful agreement with Birdman. He said it was composed like Nas, yet it came from Quentin Drake. At that point, he discharged back at Pusha with the tune Duck Freeform, and afterward, Pusha answered with the scandalous story of Adidon. It's here where Pusha T released the fresh insight about Drake getting a strange lady pregnant and expecting a kid. He had been stowing away from the world. It's supposed that Drake had trusted Kanye with the fresh insight about him expecting a kid, which is the way Pusha had the option to utilize this data to use his rodent meet with Drake. Kanye West becomes an integral factor here in light of the fact that Pusha and Yahoo are firmly connected through great music, while additionally being Drake's really business rivalry in the event that you didn't realize Great Music is a free record name established by Kanye West in 200 for Drake. And Kanye have consistently had a bit of a harsh relationship while cooperating eminently when Kanye gave Drake the thump to Lift Yourself and afterward dropped the poop scoop while talking with Rap Rada in 2019. Drake surrendered that he had lost his quarrel, and with Pusha returning again to Kendrick Lamar's most recent circle, he gets going by saying, "Diot the cash power regard," which is a play in words to his rap. Moniker K-Spot, and his own concept of what the enormous three truly are, Kendrick goes on in the tune by saying the last one is better, say it's a ton of goofies with a check. He's alluding to his third huge regard being superior to the next two, and forging ahead by dissing Drake concerning his coordinated efforts and brand relationship with Nike, whose brand name is a mark. Kendrick is a first-person shooter. I want to believe that they accompanied three changes. It's here that Kendrick straightforwardly gets down on both Drake and J. Cole, two rappers to whom he has been tied and contrasted. For his vocation, he goes after the pair Nam, dropping the title of their 2023 hit first-person shooter, as well as the title of Drake's collection for every one of the canines, and denies the huge three term that has been utilized to bunch the threesome for a really long time. Even by Cole himself, while Drake remained quiet after the arrival of the melody in all probability because of the way that Drake is as of now on visit and doesn't have a lot of opportunity to stir things up around town. J. Cole was the first to step in and applaud back at Kendrick on his most recent collection, which he could erase later. He straightforwardly answers Kendrick Lamar's plate with a searing stanza on the melody of the 7-minute drill right from the outset. J. Cole handles the issue head-on. He starts off with, "I got a call," and they say that someone is telling you you need some consideration because it accompanies expansions. I got a call, and they say someone is telling you you need a few considerations. Here, he's getting down on Kendrick for looking for consideration and clues in the results that accompany it. J. Cole doesn't stop there, however. He proceeds to scrutinize Kendrick's profession direction with lines like he's actually doing shows yet tumbled off like The Simpsons. Your first was exemplary, and your last was unfortunate. He claims Kendrick's most memorable work yet is ruthlessly legit about his failure with Kendrick's later deliveries. Cole calls attention to the irregularity and quality of recognizing Kendrick's top, while likewise featuring his own ascent, which was gigantic, and that was your excellent I was tringing right behind, and I a little while ago hit mine. Cole likewise raises Kendrick's Heart series, taking note of the long holes between each delivery. He proposes that if not for Kendrick's circle, there wouldn't be a lot to discuss, extending a blend of regard and preparation for challenge. Cole's reaction is a reasonable message that while he regards Kendrick, he won't withdraw from a test yet, not so much as 7 days after the arrival of his own diss track. J. Cole accomplishes something at Dreamville Fest that left many fans clashing. He told the group he was upset about the to and fro among them and needed to make things appropriate. Interestingly, I was tried for what reason? I tried because I got the world, and I got my N like what you're going to do, Cole, my like B kid. I probably had 1,000 missed calls. The wow message overflowed. I was unable to try and answer my "it's conflict time" blast. This was nothing to joke about on the grounds that it showed Joe needed to fix things, as opposed to remaining distraught. Cole referenced that there was one piece of his EP where he didn't have the right outlook on the plate focused on Kendrick. He directly considered it the lamest thing he's always done. He shared how torn he felt when everybody was taking a gander at him to perceive how he'd respond to Kendrick's. Subscribe Apple World for more videos.